Hey guys, how's it going? Welcome back to another episode of the Pokemon Wack Football-Locke. I apologize that I'm in a battle. This is like the fourth or fifth take that I've had. So the first thing you guys get to see is me catching my encounter for the Hollows Woods. And so this is going to be a tight end. And it's going to be one of the best tight ends in the game, Travis Kelce. He's going to hang out in the PC. I just wanted to take care of that. So before I get going, let me just make sure that the jump cut works. It's not working. Okay. Well, this episode might be without jump cuts. We'll see what happens. But you can see the team on the left. It's the same as before. So I actually don't need to go through it, which is nice because it's on the left. Also, as mentioned last episode, there are going to be some evolutions. I will take care of creating those sprites for the new for the next episode. In addition, last episode was recorded on the Friday before the big, push for both NFL and college football games. This is being recorded on the Wednesday after, so on the eve of week 4 of college football and week 3 of the NFL. So I think today I'm going to talk about the NFL, talk about last week, and next episode I'll do college football, and then I think I'll probably do 2 episodes a week, and just go between each. I think that's a decent way to do things. Let me quick just save here first, just in case this is something. Tell Shark. Oh boy. Oh boy. Great. So yeah, this episode, I don't know how I'm gonna beat this thing. It's got minimize and it's got rollout. This is gonna be real tough. But meanwhile, so this episode we're gonna talk about the NFL. I know I made the joke last time, but there's a lot of interesting things that happened this past weekend. So the first thing I want to talk about is, so I was at the Bears game. Damn it. All right, well, I'm gonna die here. So I was at the Bears game last Sunday, and it was honestly better than I expected it to be. The Bears came out as a 7.5 point favorite. No, 2.5 point. Yeah, 2.5 points. They ended up winning by 3 points. So Vegas was absolutely right on the money. However, I think it should have been 31-3. What ended up happening at that game was it was a really slow game for probably the first half. Honestly, I think that the end of the half was 7-0 Bears. The Bears scored in the first quarter. The Bengals kicked a field goal in the third quarter. And then it just kind of stayed as such. The fourth quarter was really the interesting part. The Bears defense, which, for those of you who don't know or follow the Chicago Bears, the defense is what they've been known for since forever. So their defense absolutely came alive. We got 3 interceptions off of 3 consecutive plays, which was incredible to watch. The score should have been 31-3, but of course we let them stay in. We had great field position. We had great field position in all 3 interceptions. We were on their side of the field. 2 of them we ended up in the red zone. One of them was an interception return for a touchdown, also known as a pick 6, which was really fun to see. But the score should have been 31-3. The Bears let the Bengals score 14 points in the quarter, and it became much closer than it had any right being. But you know what? A win's a win, so I can't really complain at that. Oh, here's our first evolution. Ronnie Lott evolving into Beta Furret. Love to see it. Um, but, that was fun. I always love going to games. I'm lucky that I get to go to... I can't learn... Wait. I can. Whoops. Well, that was my mistake. I'll go back and teach it to him. But I love going to football games. It was a really great environment. Everybody was super happy about seeing Justin Fields play, which for the most part, I mean, he looked okay. It was his first regular season NFL debut. He looked all right. I mean, he certainly has the talent. It's just going to be a matter of making sure that he is able to keep that up and not get hurt. So we'll see what happens. But I wish the best for him. I'm really excited to watch him play in the future. Let's see. I'm going down the row here in ESPN. The Bills-Dolphins game was really, really exciting. I'm a big... As much as I am a Bears guy, I also love the Bills. So it was really great to see them just absolutely demolish the Dolphins. It was 35-0. Shutouts are not as prevalent in the NFL in terms of, when comparing it to high school or college football. So it's... So it's really fun for me when those things happen, especially when the team that is doing the shutting out is one that I enjoy. So really cool. Great job on the Bills defense for just, hell of a fight all the way through the game. They looked like the Bills that we were expecting to see. That game... That's what we should be expecting for the Bills, just dominance. Coming into the season... Flail? Do I want Flail? Yeah. Coming into the season, people were saying that the Bills were going to win the Super Bowl. They were going to go undefeated. They unfortunately had a really bad game against the Steelers week 1. Just, some mistakes. But they really came back and, looked to bring it back. So it was really nice to see that as a Bills fan. Let's see. The next game that I want to talk about is the Saints-Panthers. And as a Saints fan, I was not happy to see that. Unfortunately, the Saints were plagued by a lot of their coaching staff, and players were out for either injuries or I think COVID or something. But they were missing a ton of players. And it was a bad game. I mean, the Panthers are 2-0. I don't know if that means they're good. Or if that just means that the Saints are bad. But I guess that's... We don't quite have enough evidence to tell one way or another. Alright, well... I'm going to keep talking about that. I have to look up this Pokemon. I don't know why OBS is not letting me do the pause section. Well, it doesn't matter. I can't catch it anyway. It has its base stats are too high. But unfortunately, the Saints don't look good. That's not to say that they'll, be bad forever or for this entire season. It really just depends on how they keep going. I think Jameis Winston is, it's incredibly hard, if not impossible, to replace Drew Brees. He's, a generational, easily first ballot Hall of Fame quarterback, no question. And even though I think Jameis Winston is a good quarterback, it's hard for him to live up to that. So, nothing against him. This is going to be my encounter. gotta look it up really quick. So just bear with me for a second. But, Jameis Winston has looked not terrible. And I know when he was with the Bucks, people, he threw a lot of interceptions. So people weren't the biggest fan of him. All right, that would work. Yeah, you know what? That'll work. Aqua Dude here is going to be a center. It's going to be an old Bears center, Roberto Garza. Hell yeah. So now we got our encounter. I'm gonna try this battle against Hollow here. Oh boy, that's something. That's also something. All right, here we go. Talking to. All right, I'm gonna turn this music off. It's really annoying. Let's see. I'm taking a look. I mean, other than a few things, those were the three teams that I'm most rooting for. I think it was really nice to see the Raiders beat the Steelers. I'm not a Steelers fan, so seeing that was great. Really, really a fun time. This is going to be a very tough battle, it looks like. Wonderful. I didn't necessarily watch a lot of the games just because I was at the Bears game, so I was just seeing scores. But it's always great to see somebody beat the Steelers. I'm really not a Steelers fan, and I honestly can't tell you why. I have nothing against like the AFC North as a division. I mean, I like the Browns are. I rooted for them unironically after their 0-16 season, and honestly, they're good. I mean, they're definitely contenders for the most part. So like, I'm excited to watch them play. But I don't like the Ravens and I don't like the Steelers. So it's just this is going to be a tough battle. I don't know if Steve Atwater is going to do it for me. Oh, that's funny that it's Twicko Tweet, and this is like that's the where it's supposed to be. So that's kind of funny. But let's see. The Rams beat the Colts. I'm cool with that. I don't really like either team, but I think the Rams are going to have a really good year. I think that yeah, there we go. Well, I think Matt Stafford and the Rams are going to have a really good year. I know I've probably mentioned that in a prior episode, but just wanted to reiterate. I think Matt Stafford's a great quarterback, and I think that he is going to this is where he really gets a shot. He's been for his entire career he's been plagued honestly by just bad Lions teams and bad circumstances. So the fact that he gets a chance to work with like a good solid all-around team, I'm happy for the guy. Let's see. So speaking of the Browns, I know I mentioned them earlier. They beat the Texans, which the Texans were looking to be almost at a point. They almost could have been 2-0, which is crazy for a team that most people were saying was going to be winless this year, especially with the fact that they're the one good player on their team. Deshaun Watson is currently not playing, and for definitely valid reasons. But Tyrod Taylor is killing it, and he is making. I mean, he's doing things that nobody expected him to do, which is, win games and be competitive against. I mean, granted, they played the Jaguars week 1, which is one of the few teams that may actually be worse than the Texans coming into the season. But I mean, they kept it competitive for the most part with the Browns, which the Browns are, people are saying that they could be Super Bowl contenders. So good for him. Um, let's see. So jumping over to the Jaguars, a lot of people said that they were going to be good this year because they suffer from well, going into the season, their division wasn't terrible because you had the Titans, who, I mean, they are just sitting on the back of Derrick Henry, who is one of the best looking running backs in the well up to the beginning of the season was one of the best looking running backs in the NFL, and outside of them, the division is really up. Well, it was up for grabs at the beginning of the season because people, the Texans got rid of just about the only good players they had. Last year, they got rid of DeAndre Hopkins, which was such a stupid decision. Um, then after this past offseason, they got rid of, I think, one other person, but the big one was J.J. Watt, which was really their only good Pokemon, or good Pokemon, Jesus Christ, good player left on their team, in my opinion. And so him going to the Cardinals, really took what was left, what wind was left in their sails. So people were saying that they were going to go winless, but I think as of right now, they're tied for second in the division. Um, so, I mean, interesting stuff. Um, let's see. So, I know I'm jumping around a lot. I'm just kind of doing like this week in the NFL. Um, the last game, actually, the Sunday night game was very interesting. It was Chiefs Ravens. The Chiefs went to the Super Bowl last year. They lost to the Bucks, but people, are saying that they're one of the teams that is expected to go all the way. So if that happens, then it happens. But they were playing the Ravens, who, I mean, you know, most people assume that they're a playoff team, but didn't expect them to do, expected the Ravens to lose. The Ravens kept it very close for the majority of the game. I did not see who they're sending out. Evie. All right. Great. But you know what? The Ravens ended up winning on um, they had a 12-point fourth quarter. They were down, so it was 35-24. They were down 11 points in the fourth quarter, and they ended up scoring 12 points one by one. Shocked a lot of people, and you know what? I I don't really. I guess if I had to pick one of those teams, I'd pick the Chiefs, but I don't really have any interest one way or another. So, oh my God. So good for the Ravens for being the underdogs and coming in and winning. So that's exciting for them. Not necessarily my favorite team, but good for them. Um, I think those are the majority. I'm not going to win this one, am I? Well, we'll see. We'll see what happens. Oh, I thought that was going to be super effective. Well, then maybe. Yeah, alright. I think I got this. Okay, there we go. One more. Okay. All right. Well, there we go. Yeah, you know what? Actually, this is a pretty good. This is pretty good timing. Because it's been about 20 minutes, and I want to make sure that um, these episodes aren't too long. But that's sort of this week in the NFL. I'm gonna give. Let's see. I have two rare candies. I'm gonna go one, and I'm gonna go two. All right. So next episode. Ugh. All right. So next episode we are going to continue. Oh my God. We're gonna continue on with kind of moving towards the second gym in Wack. Um, and we will talk college football. I certainly have a lot of things to say, but as always, I hope you enjoyed this episode. Let me know if this content is interesting. For anybody here, if you want to see things specific, like for example, if you want me to go into the stats of the games instead of just reporting on the scores and my sort of surface level opinions, I'm happy to do so. If you want to, if there's any specific game you want me to talk about, or anything related to football, I'm open to it. Like historical players or historical teams, things like that. Happy to do so. So just let me know in the comments down below. I always appreciate your viewership. Um, but yeah, I think that is it for this episode. So thank you all for watching. Once again, my name is Mr. Singer 187, and this has been another episode of the Pokemon Wack Football-Locke, and I will see you all next time.